myself doing that. Just felt that. For fuck's sake.
All over.
Off to a good start. Ooh.
Really good night. It's like everything was right about MGMT without any of the boring shit.
And it also gives me like late night summer, but like in somewhere like 24 Kitchen Street, where like the whole room's packed and everyone's just like. It reminds me of that Afrobeat night that I went to after Africa Oye. Just like that kind of like vibe. Everyone's just
the whole concept is just going out and getting fucked in town, like, so it makes sense that would be what
Scouse.
It was only the main vocal and a couple more harmonies that we actually done in the studio. Everything else was just in the fucking box room and fucking cocktails and
What's up? Welcome to the 5th episode of Sundog Social, the podcast, and it's a very special one for a few reasons, but the first reason being the fact that this is our first live, in-person, face-to-face interview. I don't know about you, but I'm extremely happy to be finally out doing this.
I'm gassed to be in the real world.
Yeah, seriously. So obviously joined by producer and co-host Cam.
I never know what to
do. He never knows what to do.
That.
So always good. But most importantly, we are joined by Danny, aka Post Night Pictures. How you doing, bud?
I'm good. How are you? Good.
Yeah, well.
Happy. Just again, happy to be out.
The whales.
Happy to be out. Yeah, man.
It could be less early. I
don't know about you. I was been up since like 7 this morning, so I'm chilling.
That's just you.
It's a lot of coffee getting me through. I will crash at about 12:30. That's how it all.
A little nappy sound, isn't it?
Yeah. Mate, I just sat on my longboard at the top of Parliament Street and let it take me all the way here. I wasn't fucking walking.
Just coasting. Right. So yeah, the first thing I want to ask you is, obviously you've not been doing Post Night Pictures for that long. It's like essentially a COVID project.
Basically,
yeah. But was that like the first incarnation of this project? Have you been working on this specifically for years, or was there a few different variations of this?
So it began from, I was making music anyway for the past like 2 years, never really done anything with it, always just kind of stockpiled it and put it aside. And then I ended up meeting my manager through Mason Owens, and he said like, you know, like I wanna sign you, I wanna be your manager, I've heard your stuff, it's good, and let's get the ball rolling. So it started out me just being like, Danny McCoughlin, hey, like singing.
Yeah.
And I thought everyone in Liverpool at the moment kind of does it. It's just their name and it's just them with an acoustic guitar.
Yeah.
And I wanted it to be more than that. And everyone who was kind of showed the demos too had said it sounds like a band. So I just thought, well, just pretend it's a band then, innit? Like,
make it happen.
If people already think it's a band, I might as well just go, yeah, it's a band.
Yeah.
And then it's worry about the live shows when it comes to it, do you know what I mean?
Literally.
But yeah, so like it just kind of, I was brainstorming names, was kind of thinking about like what the type of the songs, what they sound like, and what connotations and words kind of fit in with them. It was originally Post Night Polaroid, but
that's a mouthful.
Polaroid was it's copyrighted in it because it's
oh yeah, you'd have Lady Gaga on your ass then, yeah.
Exactly.
Jesus.
So then Post Night Pictures came about, and then yeah, it just kind of stuck. I think it rolls off the tongue.
Really nice.
But yeah, it kind of blossomed very quickly from the moment that I had the idea of not just going with my name and kind of being a bit secretive about it. It seems to have worked out quite well up to now, like so.
Because you started the project just before lockdown. I remember you showing me the demos and was just instantly excited. Did you expect it to go this far, this quickly, with the support you've had from like Kyle and Danny, your manager and your producer?
Not really, no. I was excited because everyone I spoke to in the industry was like, yeah, that's sick.
Yeah.
But then I was also like, let's not get too excited in case nothing happens. So it's kind of, it's went better than I thought it was going to, but it's still kind of slow, the ball's still slowly rolling. I'm not expecting anything too big straight away, do you know what I mean? Like I've only got 2 singles out at the moment, so I'm not expecting it to be like, wow.
True, but you've already got like Mason Owen, and then like this new girl Chloe that's sort of just exploded onto the scene and has jumped on your next track. Like that must be exciting.
It's very exciting.
promising.
It does. Like we had a phone call the other day, and we talked about like how everything kind of seems to be connecting and like coming together very well, and our half seems like it's a trap. Like,
it's too good to be true.
Who's setting this up here and what's the outcome? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Let's just kind of going back to what you were saying about your tunes as well, and obviously the songs that you released, are they kind of fresh, or have you had these ideas for a long time to try and blend in with the sort of aesthetic and the style of Post Night?
Yeah, like so the first single, Get Down, I made that with Mason on a whim in like February last year during lockdown. No, when did lockdown happen last year?
March, wouldn't it? Was it?
Yeah. So no, it would have been just slightly before the lockdown. I literally, he'd wrote a guitar lick, started playing it, and then was just like, you got to go over that. I'd already wrote tunes, like the lyrics to that tune, to like a completely different song as well.
Right.
And then just decided to go ahead with it. Started singing. I've got the video somewhere of like the first little jam that we had of it. And literally, it just straight away we were like, oh, that fits really well. Like the fact that you wrote that separately and I've wrote that separately and it fits together so well is weird, but so let's roll with it. And then, as I said, he sent that to his manager, and Kyle was just like, that's sick, like
nice.
I want you to be part of what I'm doing straight away. And so that came out of nowhere. And then during the lockdown, the most recent song that I brought out, Motel Karaoke, weird story, but it's funny how.
Please tell it. We have the time.
I was on Tinder.
As all good stories start.
And there was a girl, and a bio said, if you don't dance on Mojo tables, what's the point in going? And I thought, that's dead cheesy. And then straight away I had the little, I want to dance on Mojo tables. I was like, oh, make a tune after that. You know what I mean? Just done a basic like little jazzy chord progression, loads of major sevenths, and it began dead slow, like proper like 90 BPM, and now it's like somewhere like 130 or something. It's just the way the tunes evolved. So like I had that, and I knew for the fact that I wanted to keep that song for a while, because I knew I couldn't do it justice just yet.
Right.
And then during the lockdown, I had like I put like 2 songs out under like my own name, just through like Ditto and stuff like that. And they were just kind of like throwaway songs, just to kind of see what I wanted to do and blah blah. They're completely nowhere to be found now, because I just kind of deleted all that. But like as you said, like them 2 songs, Get Down and Motel Karaoke, I knew that they were going to be good enough to stockpile until I found something to put it through, rather than it just being like, as I said before, Danny McCoughlin, or just, I was going by the name Daniel just then, which is, try typing Daniel into Spotify, you know what I mean? It's fine for me out of everyone, do you know what I mean? It's not the best. So yeah, there was quite a few little songs that like I didn't really care about, so I just kind of put them out. But then the core 4 that I've got that are going to be coming out on the EP later this year, I kept close to my chest, you know what I mean, for quite a while, because I knew that they were good enough to get other people to record, rather than just recording them in my spare room.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I heard those early demos of the songs, and there was like already promise there. Like getting the other Danny involved, like as a producer, has just fucking stepped up the songs so much. Like, I mean, you've already got like this intuition with like infectious melodies and grooves, and like your vocals and your guitar work interweave perfectly. Just like having that like extra production on top it's put you into like classic pop songs kind of realms. It's really
but in a good way.
Like not like
you just kind of like everybody no. I mean, were you saying you saying about that with Danny as well, your producer? I wanted to know, like, how much involvement does he have in that kind of creative process, or is all that creative stuff done by the time you take it to him?
So it's kind of with the first single, Get Down, me and Mason got to the studio, and Danny was like, so what do you want to do with the track? and we were kind of looked at each other and was like, don't really know, like, because Mason's got his stuff and I've got my stuff, and this was kind of just put together. Like, we made that track in like 6 hours, like just on the one night. We never revisited. We were meant to revisit it, but then we were just never got round to it. So like that first demo was just made in one night. Do you know what I mean? So like we kind of forgot about it after that, and then I was obviously, our manager picked it up and was like, we want that to be the first single and stuff. So when we got there and Danny was like, what do you want to do with it? I kind of said, I was like, to be honest with you, mate, like, we don't really know, because we're not really, like, it's not, even though we both wrote the song, it's not either of our songs in a way, if you know what I mean. Like, obviously it was put out through Post Night Pictures as my first single, but like it was kind of like up in the air. So Danny kind of like was just like, okay, I'm gonna take the reins a bit. Like, there was no middle 8 section at all. There's like that mad synth in there, isn't there? That wasn't in there at all. Like, it was literally just a Logic drummer.
Anders or whatever he's called,
Legend.
And Mason's guitar and my vocals, and just shitloads of harmonies, because I just love harmonies. And then everything else, like all the synths and just the production, was just all Danny's idea. Which I can praise him for, because it's sick, do you know what I mean? Like, he was straight away, he was just like, yeah, need to bring it up by 2 ppm. And I was like, okay. I was like, I don't really see a difference. And then when we done it, I was like, oh, okay, this, that was Dragon before, we didn't even realise. He was just like, yeah, I want this in it, I want that in it, this type of drum, this type of synth. And it just worked out well, do you know what I mean? He kind of took the reins, and he's good at what he does, and he knows what he's doing. Same with this second track, Motel Karaoke, like, it's turned from like it was already kind of dancing, but now it's like a dance track, do you know what I mean? Which I never expected when I started making music that I'd be making. But it literally just evolved over them 2 days in Whitewood, like from just the guitar and vocals to just pure but it works, and everyone seems to like it as well, and it fits the narrative of the song perfectly as well. He's got a very good ear for things, and he knows what to do with certain tracks, so he is a massive part of how the tracks end up sounding. I just kind of I get the pieces of the puzzle and give them to him, and he just kind of puts everything together, you know what I mean?
And I suppose that kind of helps you, because it's not yours and Mason's, like you said, you kind of detach from it. I suppose that helps you not be too precious about it as well, because a lot of people go, well, actually, don't like you doing this.
Integrity, it's bullshit.
But to be fair, he's perfect for that as well. Like, I think, I can't remember exactly what it was. He said he was working with an artist, and it was a hi-hat, and he turned around to me and was like, listen, if there's anything that you don't like that I'm doing, just tell me, because I'd rather not spend 2 hours on it and you're sat there the whole time thinking, I don't want to do this. He said that he spent nearly 3 hours to try and find the right hi-hat sound, and after 3 hours the fella was just kind of like, yeah, just use any of them, and he was just like, thanks. Oh, nice one for that, mate. Like, just spent ages doing that there, like, do you know what I mean? So like, from the get-go, he was just like, be as honest as possible. I'll be as honest as possible with you. If you're doing something and I don't like it, I'll tell you. But if you still want to do it, it's your song. But I'll tell you straight. And luckily, it hasn't really came to that point at any point. Everything that we've done, we've both agreed on, so it's it's good. Do you know what I mean?
Unless you've got a good relation going with your producer.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask, because your early demos that you made from your bedroom at home, they kind of had, especially in the drums, there was a slightly more experimental, almost edgy industrial feel to them. Like, you were just finding whatever sounds you could, and then went, yeah, fuck it, I think this works. I really enjoyed that, to be fair, listening to it, like, just as someone that has learnt to produce, and then sort of hearing how other people attack it when they don't kind of know so much. I really enjoy that. I was wondering, are you ever going to start sort of taking the reins up with production later on and start sort of experimenting a bit more with Danny, or are you kind of making the music and then like, Danny, make this a hit? Like,
I would like to eventually. I'm a very indecisive person,
right?
So like, and I overthink things a lot, and I can listen to something and go, that's sick, and then listen to it again and be like, oh no, that's wrong. Whereas if someone else does it for me, I kind of I don't judge it as much, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? But I definitely want to get into like doing more production stuff, and like I could probably ask you for a few lessons, to be fair. Like you know what you're doing, so like. It's
fucking alchemy, to be honest with you.
But like fucking, it's. I tried to do it a lot during lockdown, but like, and then I finally watched a masterclass on Logic and was like, oh, I'm doing everything wrong here. I didn't know you had to do this. I didn't use any compression at all. Like,
just turning all the sliders off.
Everything down, that works. And then I was wondering why everything sounds dead muddy. But yeah, like I do want to properly get into like producing more, because then it's just easier, isn't it? Like,
helps you communicate then with Danny as well.
Exactly. Like you need to do this, so you need to do that. I just need to find the time as well. Like,
also means you get more royalties as well. The more you got your hands on it, more money.
I don't let anyone else touch my stuff. I just get, that's my money. That's my £10 that I've made. In total, in total.
Even my music that I like, I have no hope for getting any money out of, just in case no one's touching it. That is mine from beginning to end. On the off chance Toyota calls me up and says, oh yeah, can we just get like 3 seconds of the track, and I'll be like, yes, it was all worth it. It's all worth it.
£6 billion in my bank now. Going back to, because you work with Mason Owens, and he's started working with Dennis Sultry, which is amazing. For a little local Liverpool lad to be working with someone like Dennis Sultry, who's obviously, for people who don't know, he's just moved from Scotland down to here because the scene's kind of popping off in Liverpool. Heard a lot of people saying that Liverpool's going to be the next Berlin over the next 5 to 10 years in terms of electronic stuff. Are you hopeful that there might be a link there for you in terms of connecting? Do you know Dennis Sultry personally?
I've met him a few times, like, and literally, like, he heard Get Down before like anyone else had. He had the demo first, and he was just like that's a banger. You know what I mean? He was like, he was into it. He's such a character as well. Like he's funny as fuck. There was a point when Mason was recording one of his latest singles, Stones in the Valleys, in a recording studio in town. I popped down, and Hector was there because he was like co-producing everything. Because he heard Mason's stuff and was just like, I want to have a part in this. So like Mason, all of Mason's tunes, the majority of them, because I was in uni with him for like 3 years, I'd heard that he'd just come in and be like, oh, I wrote this the other day, just play it all on that. And then seeing just him and his guitar to like this latest tune, and it's got like all mad like synths in it in a way, like where Hector's just being like, right, I want to do this, I want to do that, do you know what I mean? Like it's mad to see. And then after we done that, like we went back to me manager's house, had a little drink and that, and he like pulled me outside and was like, play Get Down. He was like, I need to hear it, and he was like singing along to it and all that, and he was like, it's just such a tune. So like definitely, like I think there's definitely ways to get in like in what I'm doing. Little remix would be amazing. Like,
I was gonna say a little remix from Dennis Sultry would be pretty big, like you know.
Especially with like Motel Karaoke is screaming out for like someone like Dennis Sultry to come and jump on it.
You could do so much with that track in terms of a remix.
There's just so many aspects to it that you can make loads of different sounds and remixes just from taking out the guitars or the vocals or loads of different things. Do you know what I mean?
Well, how good does it feel to be able to like watch someone that you've like grown up with like in uni, like you're like developing with them, like you're living with them, like watching them really succeed and like make friends with all these super influential people? It must feel great. Like.
It is boss. It's mad. Like when I first joined, obviously Mason's like, he's got his trackies on and all that. I was like, oh, this kid's a bit sketchy, you know what I mean? And then literally like he's just the sweetest kid ever. Like and we got on dead well, especially towards like third year. Like I got my own place, and like even though like everyone else from uni used to just come round and we just have like a little jam, just making tunes and that. We made a tune about our tutor Wayne, and it's like a ballad. Like he rang me the other day and was like, lad, have you got that Wayne tune anywhere? And I was like, I've got it on my hard drive. And I was like, I'll send it over and that. And it's just me singing like a little vocal melody about Wayne standing in the rain, do you know what I mean? Don't want to cause you any pain and all that stuff. And then me mate Nathan just had like he's an amazing guitarist, just like the smoothest guitarist I've ever heard in my life. And then Mason's just rapping over the whole thing, and it's so funny. It's it can probably never be released because
I was literally going to ask, can we have it for the end of the podcast?
yeah, no, we can't put it in there. Like, there's definitely things that shouldn't be said getting put in there.
Is Wayne aware of this track?
Not at all.
Should we edit this bit out then?
I think you should put it on a cassette and send it to his house.
Yeah.
But yeah, it starts with this is a confession to Wayne and all that, and it's like a big Wayne bow and all, just like random things like that. But it's the little things like that where we can make little joke songs, but then seeing how he's also just making sick tunes and doing so well, and like he's going to be going on like a little tour soon and stuff like that. Like, it's mad to see. Because I remember we used to just chill in uni and just be like, do you want to go for a joint around the corner? And now we're like doing good things and music, and it's mad.
Yeah, sobering up and getting serious.
Yeah, becoming a grown up. We were talking before as well, before we started recording, because I said, like, well, we both said, like, Get Down just is JT all over in the best way. It's not a rip at all, but it's got that like same energy that early JT had. And you were saying kind of like that was totally not in your mind at all. You didn't even see it.
Not at all. Like, literally, I just like the lyric, the chorus and the first verse I'd wrote to a completely different sounding song with one of my mates, Adam, and stupidly when we made Get Down, I thought, I don't need that song anymore, I'll delete it. Cannot remember what it sounds like at all. Like, I genuinely could not tell you what it sounds like.
Do you reckon it's still on our channel? What's that by chance?
This is way before that as well.
Right?
Like that was like I wish I wouldn't have deleted it, because it would have been perfect to listen to see. We've got this, how it first started, then we've got the demo, and then we've got the finished track. Do you know what I mean? So I've completely forgot what the question was.
I was saying because you obviously JT
yeah,
and you
sorry,
didn't have that in your head at all. But
no, it was. I didn't even realise it until Kyle, my manager, was like, "Oh, that's a proper Justin Timberlake that," and I was like, "Oh, it is, isn't it?" I did not cross your mind. And then since then, every person who's kind of listened to the track has said either that or like early like Robin Thicke, like
exactly,
you know what I mean? Like, and they're people who I'd never normally be like, I want to make music like them. It's weird to, but then now listening to tunes, like I've had in ear particularly every Sunday, I'm in charge of the music for Breakdown, and Wayne, who works on the bar, loves Lost Without You by Robin Thicke. Like that's
such a good song.
So every Sunday it's put it on Wayne's, like on a little dance with the bar and that, and it's just been in the head for ages. And one of the lads who work here, Raleigh, was like, "Mad how much you sound like him, you know?" And I was like, "You reckon?" And then when I properly listened to it, I was like, I can kind of see, like, it's just high pitched, isn't it? Like, it's just.
But it's not a bad thing either. It's not a bad thing. Like that kind of style sells. Like, you know.
Big time.
Were you gonna?
I was just gonna say, I love that your main influence is stuff that you've heard in the Baltic market.
I'm in here 5 days a week. I can't escape. Like the only influences, only chance I get to get any influences, to be fair.
It's fucking the last like 10 years of like top 20s.
Literally.
It's a wonder why you made a like fucking sick pop song. Like,
Well, it's because like with Get Down and now with Motel Karaoke, they're obviously. For you, I think for your sound, they work. Like they both gel, but they're actually really different.
Yeah.
I like Motel Karaoke, like you said, is so dancey, so upbeat compared. But is that kind of a goal for you to just kind of try all different avenues of pop music and different elements and just not stick to one sort of sound as your own genre?
Like that's the plan. With the EP should be out by the end of this year, and I kind of said to like management and that, like, I don't want to make loads of songs that sound the same or very similar, because like genuinely, like the majority of my tune, you know the way you listen to a band or you listen to an artist and it's kind of, you know, it's them because it's very similar. Do you know what I mean? That's not a bad thing. That's just their sound. I proper struggle with that. Like I get inspiration from so many different things that like. So like I could make one tune and then I'll make another tune and they sound complete different genre, complete different style and that. But I think that's good in a way as well.
Yeah.
Like, because like it shows you versatile, like, and I've had so many different musical things in my life. Like, I started out doing musical theatre, so like I was doing all like shows, and you know what I mean. Like, that's how I started out. So harmonies are a big thing for me because I was in a choir.
What was your best role in musical theatre, by the way? What was your favourite role out of interest?
Have you done Bugsy Malone?
I'd done that when I was in year 6 actually, and I played Bugsy Malone. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, I started out as Cagey Joe and then worked my way through the ranks and ended up being Bugsy.
True gangster.
I'd probably say Matilda's Da in Matilda.
Matilda's Da.
Mr. Wormwood was the best role. Had a big moustache and sideburns and a big. But in the show he's Cockney and he's not American, so it was proper like.
Did you have to put on a Cockney accent?
Yeah,
like, nice.
I had a little hat on. Bought the suit myself for the show. Didn't even, because the uni were gonna give me some like terrible suits, and I was like, I'm going all out for this. You know what I mean?
Looking good, yeah.
Literally.
Have you done Blood Brothers?
Yeah, Mickey. I've got the accent for it, haven't I?
You've got,
true.
like, you've got to do it.
I need me pills, you know what I mean?
Oh, we should do a whole thing of just you reenacting scenes.
With that background, I learned a lot, and like I'd done. He was like, this is part of my past that I kind of keep away in case people delve into it and they see me in a white turtleneck on stage next to Will Young. But I was part of the LMA choir for like a year, and they went on, before they'd done the X Factor, we'd done like a show called Pitch Battle on, it was on like BBC One, and it was like just battle of the choirs basically.
Yeah.
But that experience was mad, because like we went down to London, we filmed there for like 2 or 3 days, and like there's a guy called James Rose, who you don't know, look him up, he's like mad, like he's like Jacob Collier, the way he just
Pitch
layers,
Perfect.
like Pitch Perfect, layers loads of harmonies, like there was like 14 of us, and he'd just be like, you do this note, and then he'd be like, and that's like I don't even know what to call the beat. It's just like about 12 letters.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like just
Diminished 13 flat X Y Z. Yeah.
And like just watching him work, he'd just be like, like playing, and he'd be like, you do that, and it just like I was like, oh, like I'll never be like you, but I want to try my best to be. Do you know what I mean? Like, and like that's why I'm so in love with harmonies, and like I think people underrate harmonies a lot. They just be like, oh, the main vocal will do one harmony. No, do like 12.
Pack it out.
Get like as much in there as possible. Make most of the sound your voice, and then it just, you don't even have to hear the majority of it. It can just be in the background.
A lot of people don't realise the harmonies thicken out so much the music that you listen to, so much.
It's just warmth as well, innit? Like, and it adds that. If the majority of the track is you and not an instrument, it can't really be replicated by anyone else either. Like it's literally just you. Like so, like no one else can do that. Everyone can get a guitar. Everyone can put a certain setting on an amp, but no one can find that colour that you make as a person. If you know what I mean?
It's very tailored and specific to you how you harmonise.
Yeah, definitely.
You're kind of inspiring me to go join a choir now, because I've wanted to learn to harmonise forever. I had a couple of bands that were in need it, and I just can't.
We've really got to work on our harmonies. I'd love to see you in like the cathedral choir with all like the 8-year-old kids, and you're just stood there in like an outfit that really doesn't fit you. And you're just...
Have you guys watched The Mighty Boosh, where it's like there's like Howard's never aged, and they like scan through the school classroom?
He's just here.
Like
that would be.
And they're like fucking bullying him, and like Noel's just like, come on, Howard, don't listen to them.
Yeah, and like I love young Noel as well. He's still super fashionable with cowboy boots and like glittery suits and stuff.
So good.
Genius. Well, should we take a little break and then we'll come back? You'll hear your latest single as well.
Drinks in for the fitty at the bar. Ooh, I ain't looking for nothing stable. I'll take her with me only if it can be asked. Ooh, we'll go to motel karaoke. We'll sing our hearts out till we fade into the night. Ooh, then behind bedrooms for the smoky. I'll bust one up and we'll be faded, feeling high.
What's up? We are back with Sundog Social, the podcast. We had a little break And we're here with Danny, aka Post Night Pictures. You feeling refreshed after a little break? Are you feeling good?
Like no.
No, not at all. It's still too early.
Really early.
So I wanted to open back up with asking you, we kind of ask this a lot to people, but I think it's a nice question to ask. Is there any gigs or venues or something that you know you'd really want to play? Like, is there something in mind that's like, I'd love to be playing that?
Well, to be fair, I've not actually played any gigs. So at this present moment, anyway.
Anyway.
Do you know what I mean? I've never actually. The only thing I've done is in the Angus, the new place on Dale Street, which if no one's ever been to, it's sick for live music. Like, cool. They've always got like the real people and like John Power and just all like sick Scouse artists in there.
Sick.
Do you know John Jono at all?
I know the name.
Photographer, like amazing photographer. It does stuff for like Mason and Jamie Webster. And,
Right.
Like connections he's got is mad. Do you know what I mean? Like he's took pictures for everyone, like from like Mason to like Snoop Dogg and like mad people. Do you know what I mean? Like he does loads of festivals and stuff like that. Like have a look on his Instagram. Like he's got mad people. Do you know what I mean? Like Pogues and everyone. And that's like partly his place. So he smashed it. He's got his own place. Like it's a pub, live music, and then he does all the photography for it as well. Oh. So it's like he's just completely
made, living the fucking dream.
Literally. Man. So like he's really good mates with Kyle, so that's how I got in there. It was Mason's gig, and I was just supporting him. So I've never actually had like an official Post Night Pictures gig.
Yeah.
But once I get the band together, do you know what I mean, and get everything up and running, it'd be sick to just play anywhere. It's like.
I think you got a solid chance to get onto a Sound City next year. Yeah. For sure, easily.
Yeah.
Like with especially
and
with
Lymph as well.
Yeah, Lymph. You could easily jump on Lymph.
Festival as well.
Maybe not.
What was that?
I said Afro, maybe not.
Hey, I can change over very quickly. Like,
I'd be happy for that festival to just start up again.
Yeah,
it's one of the best festivals in Liverpool.
So good.
Do like a djembe beat remix of Get That.
yeah, definitely.
Just put everything on the offbeat. It'd be sweet, right?
That'd be so good. I'd fuck with that actually.
Why not?
Yeah, anything.
Might be something to look at.
All right, so okay, maybe an easier question. I don't know. Is there any artist that you'd go, that's the person I'd love to work with? And it doesn't have to be uber famous, it could be someone local. Is there anyone that you go, this guy or this girl?
There's a person who, have you ever heard of Bristol Maroney?
No.
No. He's from like Nebraska or somewhere mad like that, do you know what I mean? Like proper like southern. I don't personally think he sounds anything like my sound, but he's just, I literally just came across him through listening to songs on Spotify, listening to the same playlist all the time, and it went into like the radio, heard this tune called Freaking Out on the Interstate, and it's just sick. I thought it was a girl at first. Oh, literally like genuinely thought it was a girl, and the album artwork, I think it's a picture of his little sister. I was like, oh yeah, she's sick. And then I seen another picture, he's got like chest hair, and I was like, oh, that's a man. I was like, well, he's amazing.
What's it similar to? Like
it's quite. I don't even know. I can't even think of anyone else who like he'd be similar to. Like, there's definitely people who he is. Off the top of my head, I can't think.
Will you say like effeminate sort of sound, maybe like Justin Vernon or James Blake type thing, or? No,
it's more like it's like quite compressed guitars, so like kind of like a heavy sound, but with this like angelic type voice over the top, if you know what I mean. And he's another one where like he plays everything himself, but then he just gets a band in to fill everything out. He's done a live session of that particular song. I think it was last year, and the song does not feature a violin at all, but the acoustic session just had like, it wasn't I think it's the cello actually. And it's just got this mad woman playing cello, and it's just amazing. Like things like that, or like I really love what's his name? You know the Dram?
Yeah,
Dram is dope.
I love Dram.
Mad,
so good.
Isn't that Your Girl Gives the Best Hugs guy?
Yeah,
is that Dram?
yeah.
That's a fucking classic.
That the tune, it's mad. Have you heard? Do you know Sweet VA Breeze?
No, I don't think so.
So obviously he's got all like tunes like Broccoli and Cash Machine, and they're all like
Gilligan as well.
yeah, like all like trappies type stuff. And then Sweet DA Breeze is like just nothing like it. It's like it's like proper organ, like proper soulful, and like that tune inspired me to write like so many tunes. And like it's got like just a basic like the little box jazz chord progression that every jazz song's got.
Yeah.
And that's how I learned like all my little major sevenths and blah 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 from that tune. So I'd really like to like, I mean, chances of working with drums up there.
We're throwing it out there though,
Yeah,
you never know.
Listen to drum, get on me lad.
Get on me.
But like people like him and like what's his name now? Cosmo Pike, lad.
Oh, Cosmo Pike's
Cosmo
the
Pike's
one, dude.
heavy.
Yeah.
He left music for a while. Like, well, he left.
Yeah, he
he's
hasn't
like music
done
of doing like. She also was doing like rap or like grime or something mad.
Really?
Yeah. And then he left it for a bit, and then he came back and then he brought that the latest.
I haven't got
the latest album out.
He's got a full album out now.
I think it was, or it's an EP, or one of them. There's quite a few tunes that he brought out. I haven't actually had the chance to listen to them properly yet. But like all like Chronic Sunshine and stuff like that, like
So good. I think Great Dame is like my favourite Chronic. Like
heavy, lads, heavy.
such a great tune. I love all the kind of oldie spoken word samples layered throughout it.
Yeah.
It makes no sense, but it works,
It just works so well. Yeah.
Do you know, someone who I could hear your voice with in your sound actually is someone like Puma Blue.
Very similar vibe to.
You mentioned them
I was
yesterday, didn't you?
literally talking to you about Puma Blue yesterday. We were talking about like how good it would be for Danny to do a live set like Puma Blue did in that big theatre.
That big theatre, oh my god.
It would, that would look sick.
I'd love to do a bit more close to home. Pixie. You onto Pixie?
Yeah, I do know Pixie, yeah.
I'm not into,
Their tunes are, it's just pure Scouse pop. It's boss, she calls herself like the Scouse Britney Spears. It's sick, lad, and her story alone is just boss, do you know what I mean? Like, she's only, I'm pretty sure she's only been bringing out music out the past like year or so. But the tune, not the latest single, the one before it, is it Living in Colour, I think the EP's called. But there's a tune on it called Maisie Line, and it's just heavy.
She's doing really well.
Really
I know
well.
that the drummer for it is from Lippe. One of our friend Alex, he's in the same year as her, and he's played. It's pretty good to come out of Lippe and you kind of getting onto that. Yeah, she's got a really great sound.
And boss look as well, like the whole everything's like the whole package is just sick. You know what I mean?
Well,
hey, if you know the drummer, that might be a fucking angle.
Potentially. Well, he wasn't too up for doing Murdoch, and that's what I was getting him in for with my project. So it might not be a link. I don't know. It might not be. Well, it's actually kind of going on to that you're saying about the aesthetic. Is that something that you really find it interesting? Something you really want to focus on? Because obviously everything on your Instagram is very much the same colour palette. Kind of mysterious. Kind of fits with that late night vibe. Is that important to you to kind of hone in that, or is that something you've got through your management? Or
so the whole idea of the tunes that are based, the Post Night Pictures name and the look and the theme, the whole package, was the Motel Karaoke one, and another song that I've got coming out. Well, it's not even recorded. It's not. I've got a demo, but this isn't coming out until the next EP, which will probably be next year, called Pool of Love, which you've definitely heard. I've definitely sent you a number. And both of them tunes were kind of like dark. Like when you listen to something and you just kind of see or feel colours, do you know what I mean? They were all like pinks, purples, dark, but like not dark as in horrible, heavy, like nice,
moody,
and then Post Night Pictures was like nighttime, like reflecting back on the night before, like nostalgia. I like taking pictures anyway. You probably know from seeing me on Instagram, constantly taking pictures of scams and random people and things like that.
I did want to ask how specifically your photography and your music linked up, and obviously it's in the name. But like, are you these things that you're posting? Are you generally just going out, getting hammered, having your night, and then going, what can I put on Instagram next?
Basically, that's it. Like, a lot of the time, like I take like my camera. I had to get a fat storage on my phone because my old phone was just constantly optimising pictures because there was no storage left. So I thought, alright, I need to invest in this next phone. Got like the best iPhone you can get for camera wise and stuff like that. Because I've got like a DSLR, but I don't really.
It's bulky,
bringing it out.
Getting around, yeah.
I can just take this out, and the portrait mode on iPhones now are just sick, aren't they? You know what I mean? You can record in 4K and blah blah blah. So I thought I'll invest in that. Like everything on all the promo stuff for all the album artwork, all the single artwork, everything on the Instagram is all from this phone.
It's
like,
all made on it too.
All made on it.
It's so easy to do nowadays.
Literally, like what? There's no point in hiring someone unless you want to go all out. If you can do it all yourself, and that's a huge part of what I wanted to do. I was like, I make all the music myself. Might as well do all the pictures and the editing of the pictures and stuff like that. When it comes to like adding logos and stuff, we've got a guy for that. Which, if I could do it, probably not that hard.
It's not that hard.
If you gave it 6 months, you'd probably get there.
Like, and he made the logo for us and stuff. If I really wanted to, I could probably just say to him, send us all the stuff over. I could probably do it myself, but then he might as well get someone. Like, we're giving him a job as well, so you know what I mean? We might as well.
Yeah, man, it's charity.
Yeah. But yeah, that part of it, like the pictures and the aesthetic and that, is a huge part of like what I wanted the whole thing to be. That was in the plan the whole time. I've got so many notes on my phone of just like purple or like nighttime, with like generally like loads of stuff.
Yeah.
Buzzwords.
Literally.
Yeah.
As I said, it kind of happened dead quick as well. The idea for it. It was just like, yeah, this. Post night pictures. As I said before, Polaroid first. Dark purple. Ooh. Oh yeah. Maybe no one knows who I am. Oh yeah. All the pictures will just kind of be like blurry pictures and like. And the weird thing about it.
Do I need to pixelate you out in this now?
Yeah, it's like start with the ball, what we said before, and just kind of.
Yeah, why not?
The Get Down single, like cover, where it's just kind of like you can kind of see me. That was took by accident as well. Like me mate Adam took all the pictures. We went down to by the edited market where like where that bridge is. And just literally took a couple of pictures at night time, and that was one of the ones where he didn't need to take it, but I was like, sick the way that's played out, and then just use that. Then the other one, where like the motel karaoke one, where it's kind of a bit closer. And with the idea for it is the first single, I'm dead far away. The second single, I'm close but you can't see me. And then the EP, which will have the first 2 singles on plus 2 more songs, is gonna be me face, but it's gonna be. You still probably won't be able to tell who I am, if you know what I mean.
Cool, yeah.
Because it's similar to what Tame Impala does. Like, if you speak to most people, they'll think Tame Impala is a band, but it's not. It's just Kevin Parker doing what he wants to do, and it really like. And I kind of wanted to dip into that, and I don't like the whole. Not that I don't like it, but I kind of want to keep it mysterious because, like, if things was to get really big or like really good, I kind of want my own independent still.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Not saying I'd be walking down Seal Street and everyone would be like, oh my god, are you blah blah, but like
I've seen you on the Sundog Social podcast.
To be fair, in Liverpool, like there's a good chance it'll happen. Like there's a guy called Professor Yaffle who's in Liverpool, middle-aged dude, sort of my girlfriend's friend's dad, and he walks down Ball Street and can't get the fuck away. Really? And he's only doing it in Liverpool. Like he's only big in Liverpool.
Wow.
He just can't get down the fucking street. It really can happen quite quickly.
To be fair, working in Baltic, you do that enough anyway. The amount of people you meet, you try and walk down, you're like, you're right, how are you? And you go, you think, I've got to hurry up now. Hello, I haven't seen you doing it. You're right. With me and Tito done that on Lark Lane the other day. Literally, we went for a meal, left, bumped into about 5 people that we knew. We left with 10 minutes. Tito was going to footy after 6 o'clock. We left at 10 to 6. He was like, I'm going to have to hurry up. Bumped into the people from Spice Tie, bumped into one of the lads who work on the floor here, bumped into one of the lads from Hafler, and I could just see, because he's so nice and he can't say no to anyone.
No.
And I could just see, he was like, oh yeah, boss, and I was thinking, you could just see he was thinking, I'm so late. I haven't got a phone for one, because everyone who knows Tito knows there's no way to get it. He doesn't have a phone, he walks around with an iPad. And he hasn't got Wi-Fi. And you could tell he was thinking, I'm getting picked up at 6. They're going to be outside me. I was thinking, where is he? No one's going to be able to get in touch with him. So it's mad, like, I've already got that aspect of, like, bumping into everyone. The last thing I need is more people.
More of that.
Yeah, you don't even fucking know this time.
Yeah, exactly.
That leads. Sorry,
No, go on.
it kind of leads me on to my next question. The fact that you mentioned Tito. I was going to say, like, if there was anyone close to you that you knew personally that was an inspiration for posting that pictures or push the project forward, who would it be? Because Tito was kind of my guy that gave me the confidence to release my music.
Yeah.
Just because he's so fucking positive. Like he gets you hyped up so well. I was just wondering, like, who was your person that just kind of made you go, you know what? Yeah, like, fuck it, I can do that.
Yeah.
I will do it.
Tito was one of them, definitely. Like I've said this since day one. Like we started here 4 years ago collecting glasses. I was talking about, I'd love to release music. He's talking about, imagine having a coffee shop on Lark Lane. 4 years later, my second single's already out. Press Pose is going to be on Lark Lane by the end of August. Do you know what I mean? Like, we've both done it. Do you know what I mean? And it's sick to see. And he always pushed that, like the same way I always pushed him to do stuff. My mate Adam sat there many a night, me going, it's just shit, and he's going, no, it's not, you know, it's sick, like, hey, my mate makes music, get on him, Johnny, like, constantly, like, my biggest PR, like, all the time. Mad about Adam as well. We went to school together, sat next to him for like 5 years in form, never really spoke to him. As soon as we left school, became really good mates. And like, just loads of my mates, like, even people who work here, Sarah who works here, massive, like, constantly pushing stuff, like, all the time.
Well, she wants you to get involved in independent Liverpool as well, doesn't she?
Yeah. Hopefully something will work out through that, and we can kind of do like a little. I've always said to the guys from independent Liverpool, you're missing a trick not doing something to do with the independent. Like obviously they've got like independent businesses and independent like restaurants and blah blah. They're missing out by not doing an independent like music thing, because there's so many independent people on Liverpool like who make music, and giving them a platform to share it would be sick, because like they've already got a massive following anyway, and they'd be accessing a completely different angle to Liverpool, because like, it's Liverpool, like you can't mention Liverpool without mentioning music. You know what I mean? It's a huge part of it.
Creativity, at least.
Literally, exactly. And they've covered every other aspect of creativity. They do like films and everything else, and like art. Music is a big one, and I think they'd be missing a trick by not doing it. So like hopefully we're in talks of doing something towards that.
Yeah. Let's put Vito Lito out of business.
No, literally, yeah. But like, I definitely want to get you involved in that anyway, if that does go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, because Sundog is that.
Yeah,
Sundog is like, you know, and tying into what you were saying before as well, sort of that, like, well, I want to do it all, and I want to be able to push myself, because I can't necessarily fund for a videographer, a photographer, or this, that, and the other. And that's super important. And again, with like lifting up your friends, like we were talking about that the other day, it's like so important for us to, especially now coming out of lockdown, as creatives, to be like, I've got your back, let's do stuff together. Do you need a video making? I'll do that for free, just help us out with this mix. Or it's so important for us to be doing that now, because we're all financially fucked. Do you know what I mean? We're all broke, no one's got money, and we're all struggling for time, so the more we can all help each other out.
And we've all been itching to actually do shit for ages.
Exactly. Exactly. So I don't want you to sell the idea off to independent Liverpool, just so we can try and like, you know, we are trying to do that as well, you know, like that's kind of our thing. But that's, it needs more people in the city to be fighting for each other. Same with like the boys from Astral UK. I don't know if you know Astral UK.
Ollie's literally works over the road. That's how I know about Astral.
There you go. I'm best mates with Nathan as well, who's the other guy who runs it, and like they're one of those people that are doing like the electronic side of what Sundog's doing. It's like, look at this fucking sick shit we have in Liverpool, look at our DJs, let's turn it into the next Berlin. And I think that's what we all should be doing.
That's what we want, man, that's what everyone wants. And to be, this is part of the reason why I was desperate to get you on the podcast. Like I've been saying it for months, we got to get a Postlight on the podcast, we got to get, because I know that you have the same ethos as us, and like you're just into helping and being into the scene. And like the fact that you've been asked to have a hand in this kind of independent Liverpool music offshoot, I suppose, is again just more testament to the fact that you absolutely belong talking to us, and we should be in contact. Like
everyone should be, and it shows with someone like Dennis Sulter as well. Going back to him, the fact that he's coming down here. And like moving into Liverpool, he knows what's going on. And like we're a city with a fucking reputation for music, but it's always just the Beatles and the Coral.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, not that that's bad, because that's done, especially the Beatles did everything for this city.
Yeah.
But
And for music in general.
for music in general, but like, you know, we haven't got a lot to say. Like, when people ask me from down south, what's the music scene like in Liverpool, I'm like, there's actually not that
really
much.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
and there needs to be, because the talent's still here.
Yeah, definitely.
But there's fuck all happening.
Yeah.
So
You know.
you know how like everybody in Liverpool has their like how I met the Coral story. You know what I mean? Like everyone's got one, right?
Oh, I know Pete Price.
I've got my one, and my one goes a little bit like, I was shadowing a Parr Street watching my cousin's band record, and I just went downstairs to go make some coffees, right? And I was in there, and this guy with long blonde hair walks into the cafe, and I'm like, oh cool, I'll just have a little chat. And I'm like, oh yeah man, so what are you doing here? You in a band? Are you recording here? Are you an engineer? And he's like, yeah, I'm in a band and I'm engineering in the big room. Like, oh man, that's such a beautiful studio, blah blah blah, chatting about the gear, da 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 da. And I go, oh yeah, so what's your name, mate? And I'm like, and he gives me his name. I've forgotten the name already. Like, this was a year ago and I've forgotten the name. And I'm like, oh yeah, sick. Like, so who are you working with there? And he's like, oh I'm the Coral. And I was like, I've heard of you. Just very embarrassedly kind of ran upstairs and got back to Rich Turn. Even the coffee's like, bang. I still don't know who the Coral is. Like,
That's what I was like when I joined music, because as I said, doing musical theatre, I was very like jazz hands and all that, do you know what I mean? And then like, during the summer between leaving musical theatre, leaving college and going to uni, I started writing my own tunes. And believe it or not, I'd never listened to a full album until that summer.
no shit.
Genuinely.
Of anything.
Ever. What was the first full album you listened to?
I've got, it was Dark Side of the Moon.
Oh,
Fair enough.
yeah.
I've still got a Spotify playlist that I made, just called albums to listen to. That I was just went around to all the way. I was like, I've never listened to an album, you know. And they were like, are you fucking listening? I was like, no.
It's crazy.
And they were like, right. My mate Callum, he's like proper muso. He always has been. Sent me loads of stuff like, you're on to Tallest Man on There.
Yeah.
All loads of stuff like that. Got me onto Gary Clark Jr. And then just like, obviously like Definitely Maybe, loads of stuff like that, like loads of Beatles. I've always been into the Beatles anyway. Just sent me all kinds of stuff, and then from that I just added to it more and more and more and more, and then I was like, this music thing is good. Like, I might try and get into this. You know what I mean? And then started writing a few little tunes and that. And then 2 weeks into doing musical theatre in uni, I was just like, we were reading lines from The Wizard of Oz, and I was just like, I was playing Dorothy's
This
uncle.
jerk.
I can't be bothered doing this anymore.
Yeah.
Literally just went to the head of music. I was like, you don't know me, but I really want to do music. Can I join? And he was like, probably not, mate, but 2 weeks in. And I was like, I know, but like, I really want to join. And then he was like, okay, Sam, like, what type of stuff are you into? And I was like, this. And he was like, alright then, Sam, yeah, go ahead, Sam. Joined it straight away. Like, got on with everyone. But then everyone who's doing that course has already done 4 years in college. And then has been musos all their life anyway. So they're mentioning all these bands and all these people like, oh yeah, we should do this song for bands. And I'm like, yeah, I haven't got a clue what this is. Going home, listening to it. And the first year I got put on bass. I barely even play guitar, do you know what I mean? So like, I'm trying to play bass, which I don't play. There's tunes that I don't know. And like, everyone's like, yeah, it's just dead easy, just do this. And I'm like, yeah. And I'm like, just tell me every note that I should be hitting. just literally just playing this, like, no intricacy at all. Just like the
Just
notes, do you know what I mean? Like,
The bare minimum.
and like people mentioning like stuff like Shaq and Cast and all these Liverpool people, and I was like, what's going on? Like, I just know the Beatles and David Bowie and like just like Elton John. Like, that was what I was like at first, like just people that everyone knows, dead mainstream. And then like through working with them and like being around them for so long, slowly I was like, okay, there's like loads of people in Liverpool and bands in Liverpool that I have not got a clue about who are sick and I need to invest in this, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And there's loads coming up now, like the Kairos, the Sway. Like, have you heard the Sway's tune in? Music Is All I Need.
I've heard of this way, I've not listened to him yet, no.
Is that the Sonder? It might be the Sonder. It's the Sonder, actually. I always get them mixed up, the Sway and the Sonder. I'm sure it's the Sonder who've got the tune, Music Is All I Need. It's proper disco. Do you know Leffy Legs?
I'm really bad at the music myself, to be honest. I'm so
Lecky
bad
Legs
at it.
is he's a fella who goes like, you know, like Ruby Blues, the proper like CDR and them pubs.
Yeah.
By Challoner Street.
Yeah.
He's just like some old fella who used to be into like Northern Soul, who just kicks legs both, and he's just mad. And I think it's just he's always on like Scouse meme pages, just like Lecky Legs, just doing something mad. They got him to film the skate park around the corner.
Oh yeah.
The music video is just him just kicking his legs about too, and
That's
doing all
sick.
dancing and that.
Yeah.
It's proper Scouse, you know what I mean? But there's loads of bands like that coming up from Liverpool who like they're gonna do well. Do you know what I mean? Like you can tell straight away. And then you've got like Red Rum Club, who are always in here.
They're always going to do well as well.
Oh, like literally, like, and they've been around for years as well. But like the past year or so, 2 years?
I'd say 2 years they've been kicking off a little bit more. Yeah.
They've been getting a lot more notice. They're always in here. Like they're literally like you never as a full band, but like
in pieces.
Just in pieces, just being like just playing Valley and just, you know what I mean, like.
Oh, do they play on?
Yeah,
on here? Yeah,
literally like, and then you're like on like Saturdays, there'll be like the two guitarists and the trumpet fella, and he's just like. Your manager was like, I've seen him die so many times. And I was like, what do you mean? He was like, you can just tell he's just like, oh my god, if I don't get a breath in the next 30 seconds, I'm gonna die literally. And he's back into it.
I used to play trumpet, and that sucked.
Yeah.
Because you literally get the sheet music put in front of you, and you're like.
Feel like you're playing Miles Davis.
That's where I breathe.
Yeah. 4 minutes into the songs when you can breathe.
Fucking terrible.
Yeah.
You're literally like sat there with your second trumpet player, and I'm like, I'm going to play that note, and then I'm going to breathe that note, so you're getting that note, and he's like, yeah, okay. I'm like, okay.
That's another thing, sheet music and that, like, I proper fell into this, like, head first, like, I kind of just threw myself in the deep end, barely knowing how to play guitar, like, just knowing basic chords, not knowing anything about sheet music, not knowing about anything, like, music theory, nothing, like, I just kind of was like, I like making tunes, I'm gonna try my best. If anyone else can help along the way, give a shout. But it's mad. Like I know what I want it to sound like. Getting it out is a different thing.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
Always. Is there any one, say, band, like, or individual artist, album, song that was your sort of like, I want to make music? Because like, is there one moment that you can go, that's what I want to do? Yeah,
Sgt. Pepper's was like I realised I was like, you can literally make any type of music that you want, and there will be someone who appreciates it. And even in the same album, those tunes don't have to sound anything like each other. Like, there's probably people who like one or two songs off the album, but then would listen to like She's Leaving Home and be like, that's shit, that. Which I don't know, I understand how you go, because that's an amazing song.
Yeah.
I love that tuning. But like, it proper inspired me to like be like, I can kind of do whatever I want. And then like Brockhampton, another massive
Yeah,
inspiration.
I've had a couple of people say that as well.
Like they just went, do you want to make tunes? Let's just get a little bungalow. There's like 14 of us, we're all just chill in this one room, and we'll just make it all ourselves. Like that kind of showed me that you don't need all the studio time, you don't need money behind you. You can literally just make tunes.
Yeah.
And then same with Billie Eilish as well. Like she's another one who like
Her and her brother have done so well.
mad how well they've done. Like there's a story. I think it was when they were, I don't know what song it was, but they had the opportunity to go to like a massive studio and record this tune. It might have been Bad Guy, and they went there, and they were so used to it recording on the ends of the bed that they were just like, we're just going to do it in the house, you know. Like we know what we're doing. We feel comfortable there. There's no point in hiring all this out.
We've already made a hit like this, you know what I mean?
And he just went back and then just recorded that tune. And she literally, there's like a quote of her saying like, I went back, just sat cross legs on the end of my bed and just sang it. And that's the vocal that was in one of the biggest pop tunes of last year. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I mean, everything I wanted, that song for me blew me out the water. It's just, and the video that goes with it is just breathtaking. And like, they end up in the water and you're like, Jesus.
You can hear it in the vocals as well and all
yeah,
that.
and it all goes muffled and she's like drowning in the water and you're like, this is like one of the sickest little pieces of art that I've seen
Yeah,
in
yeah.
pop music for a while. Like you don't often get stuff in pop music in the charts that you go, that's a piece of art.
Yeah,
You know,
definitely.
And that's always inspiring to see.
And then you hairs as well.
Oh, hers are so
Hairs
fucking
were, like,
Bless. Yeah.
amazing. Like they are one of the reasons why I was like, I can make tunes and people will like it, because like their sound's mad. Like their sound is absolutely crazy, but it's so unique and so sick.
It's very honest as well.
Yeah.
Very honest
Yeah.
music.
And like just everything about it, like the playing the bass line in a harmony with the main vocal. Do you know what I mean? Boss. The lyrics, amazing. Do you know what I mean? Like it's so close to home. You went to Lipper. Do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's literally round the corner. It's mad. Like they were a huge inspiration for the Motown Karaoke. If it weren't for their song Harvey, I don't think I would have came up with Motown Karaoke. Massive inspiration for that.
Such beautiful guys.
Yeah.
I remember because they were doing in the year above me at Lipper, and I remember seeing him at where was it? Arts Club, I think.
Yeah.
They were headlining the show, and the band that I went to see was supporting. And I just didn't get it at first. And I was like, why haven't you got a drummer? Because in my headspace, this is before I got into production, I was like, where's the drummer? Just use a drummer. You've got it all on the thing. Why don't you just use a drummer? And then you cut 2 years later, and I was like, holy shit, that's fucking magical.
Yeah.
I didn't engage with me at the time, but such beautiful music.
There's a video of them, I think it was like South by Southwest or something, and they're playing Harvey on like a boat, and it's just like the acoustic version, and they're just going down this river. The amount of times that I've just sat there and watched that is ridiculous.
Yeah, I saw that.
Like, that's it. One of my biggest regrets is not finding out about them until obviously what unfortunately happened.
Me too.
And never getting to see them live, and then like seeing videos on YouTube and then just doing a gig in Leaf, and it's like I could have been walking past there the day that happened and not even known how much they would have inspired me in the future without even knowing. Do you know what I mean?
I mean, I think for like Indian alternative music, they've just already they've done one thing and they meant so much, because it's kind of like a sound that we've all heard before, but it's like Paddy said, just so honest and framed in their way. It's so them.
It doesn't feel like they were trying to recreate something.
Yeah.
It didn't feel like they were trying to be someone else. It was just, that's the music they like playing.
Yeah.
And that's the music you get. And that's, you hear that.
Yeah.
You hear that, and sometimes you can hear that it's contrived with a band or something. You're like, oh, right,
that whole scene though, like Brad Stankin, Pizza Girl and everyone, like it's just their tunes are so just unique and just like they're just doing their own thing.
Pizza Girl especially is out there.
They're
like,
proper out
super
there.
good.
And Hannah's little sister as well. I don't know if you know Hannah's little sister, mate of mine, Will Brown.
Yeah.
He's a drummer for this band. They're good mates with Brad Stank and stuff.
Yeah.
Their music's incredible because the singer, she is her sister. Like she's Hannah's little sister, but she's from Burnley, and like the songs are very northern and honest, and it's like, this is how I feel today, and this one's dead heavy, and this one's dead chill, and this one's got synth in it, so fuck you, we're gonna play it. And it's like, you go to one of their sets and you're like, that's a fucking performance. That's a performance. Well, I think we should start to wind things down now. I think it's been amazing talking to you. Tell people where they can find you. What have you got coming up? What have you got planned for the next sort of 6 months? Where are you going to be at?
So literally it's all across socials, just post night pictures. Apart from Twitter, it's too long, so it's just post night pics. The second single is out now, Motel Karaoke, about going out in the drinking scene in Liverpool, the bar scene, name drops loads of places. Perfect if you're not from Liverpool and you want to know where to go on a night out. Avoid Concert Square. Listen to this tune, go on that night out, and I promise you, you'll have a good time.
That's true.
That's sick.
So true.
That's a marketing thing. You could do like the post night pictures bar crawl.
That's exactly what it is.
As like a literal.
That's what it is.
You know.
That's what the angle that we're trying to get. Do you know what I mean? Like it's such a sick. It's literally on a Sunday. I'd leave here with everyone from work, and we'd go to the exact places. That's where the idea came from. And because I wrote it in lockdown, it was like me yearning to go on that night out.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's what the songs captured, that feeling, if you know what I mean, of like just going out and having a good time, and then waking up and then going, what did I do there?
Let's do it again.
Who are all these people on me? Where have all these pictures come from? Who are all these people? Do you know what I mean? Like,
Why are there 6 Harley Quinns, Matthew?
Oh God, that was a year when every girl went out on Halloween dressed as Harley Quinn.
With that.
Felt like you're in Suicide Squad. What the fuck is going on here?
and then, like the EP should be out by the end of this year. Maybe before, maybe not. Just depends when we get time to record. Music video for Motel Karaoke should be out late August, mid-September, around that time. Just trying to find time to, like record everything and blah blah blah. And then, I already know what I know the song for the next EP. Like I've already got the idea for it. I haven't got a name yet, but I know what I want to do for it. So that should be out like next year, and then hopefully by that time things will be picking up a bit more and like going well. Same for you guys. I'm pretty sure. Look how much Sundog is kind of. It's only 4 months.
I think about
January,
Yeah. So like it flew up straight away, and I've seen it from like the day it started. Like you literally shared something, and I was like, oh, what's this? I'll follow that. Like, and then it's just the people you've been interviewing straight away. It's for something that's only just started out recently. So I think it'd be good to see us all kind of grow together.
That is the thing for us. Like, we're making connections with Astral, making connections with you. We just want everyone, like we said, to just be helping each other out.
Fully.
But it's been amazing talking to you, lad. Thank you so much, and go and listen to his latest single.
Nice one.
Sweet.
I don't know what you're saying to your friends.